Hey family, I wanted to just kind of introduce myself to those of you who are just being exposed to me and my work. I want to say thank you for stopping onto my page and saying hey. Thank you for watching the videos. Thank you for your comments and your appreciation. It does not go unnoticed, and I am just really grateful that you were drawn to my space, because the Father clearly has a message that He wants to give to you that's going to shake up some things, but it's also going to open doors for you that no man can shut. And so I felt inspired to give you guys a little bit of a peek into who I am, so you know who you're listening to. So I'm Queenie Brown, and I have been a student of the Word for the last 25 years, and not just going to church, but I've been in a deep theological study for 25 years. I will be 55 in a couple of months. And so I've been calling on JC for half a century. I have been praying and studying and also teaching. I'm a two-time author, and both of my books were inspired by the Father, and I have the old names all throughout both of my books. My books are, the first book I wrote is called The Self-Love Lessons, 7 Lessons Every Woman Must Learn About Herself and the Power of Womanhood. And you can go to QueenieBrown.com and download a free copy of it, From My Heart to Yours. That book was inspired. It wasn't something I said, let me sit down and write a book. I was going through a horrible time in my life, a completely tragic season. And my body was breaking down, and I was having all kinds of stuff going. And the Father began to talk to me in a way that I never knew He could. And when He did, it opened me up to a whole new way of communicating and understanding His will, His way, His word, His love, His heart, etc. So one of the things He had me do after He blew my hair back talking to me the way that He did is He told me to keep writing. And I kept writing, and He walked me through my healing, and He told me to document all of it, and I did. And that's how my first book came to be. And he basically was writing the book to me, through me, to help me learn how to love me His way. The way that we do love is not His way. And so He was teaching me how to do that. And He wanted you to understand that as well. And so that book is there. It's a free download. Help yourself. If you want to get it on Amazon and support, you can do that as well. However, I will warn you, that book was published in 2011. So I did not know about His name back then. I knew who He is. I knew His heart. I had been studying for a long, long time, but I didn't have the revelation about it. And so I also wrote another book called The Mother-Daughter Journal, and it's a faith-based, interactive mother's mentorship tool designed to build and heal the mother-daughter bond. I'm a certified master spiritual coach, and I've been coaching moms in getting pregnant over 40, because they told me, let me tell you this part, they told me at 34, the age of 34, that I would never be a natural mom, and they told me that I should consider adoption. And so as the Father healed my body, He told me when I was 43, or when I was 41-ish, to go ahead and try to get pregnant. And I did, and I lost the first one, but then I got pregnant with my first miracle and gave birth to my first child at 43. Got pregnant again, lost that one, and then gave birth to my second miracle at the age of 46. So yes, I have a 9 and a 12-year-old. Y'all pray for me, because it's real. Anyway, so in the midst of all that, before I gave birth to my kids, I've had a technology career for over 30 years. And I helped to build the technological foundation of a world-renowned Bible school. And if I told you the name, you would know it. If I called out any of the names, you would know it. So I'm saying all of this because I am not a rookie. I am not new to this. I am so very true to this. And I have a lot of skin in the game. But last year, when the Father woke me up, and if you haven't watched my message on my page, I pinned it to the top. It says, urgent prophetic message to the body of believers. And I'm speaking to all the prophets, the preachers, the pastors, the teachers, the psalmists, the apostles, the bishops, the scribes, anyone who feels like you've been called to a greater purpose in the Father. This message was directed to you, and it was inspired by the Father. So you can go there and watch it. It's pinned to the top of my page. And it is a revelation with receipts. So anyway, last year, the Father woke me up in the middle of the night. It was still the black of night. And he was saying to me, it's all in my name. What's my name? Do you know my name? It's all in my name. What's my name? Do you know my name? It's in my name. All of it. It's in my name. What's my name? Do you know my name? And it shook me to my core. And he began to reveal to me his name. And he started to walk me through finding out the original ancient Paleo Hebrew and all the receipts, all of the testimonies, all of the, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to say testimonies, all of the scripture references. He just basically unloaded all of it onto me. And like you right now, I know that this message that I have shared with you is shaking you to your core. I have no doubt about it. I cried for weeks. I cried for weeks. I wept on video. I'm going to find some of those videos, because I was just like, oh my goodness, because not only was he revealing himself to me, and I'm thinking all this time, all this study, all this, look at the deception. And then he just revealed all the deception. And I was just like, oh my gosh, all these people. But the weight of it was, for me, he was telling me to teach it. And my first thought was, Father, they gonna crucify me. Just like they did you. They gonna tell me to put me up, and I was afraid for you, because I know how hard it was for me to receive it. And because he told me that he wanted me to teach it, I started to go deeply into study, because I needed to know that I know what I know. I needed to have the receipts. I needed to know where the scriptures were. I needed to know what the language said. I needed to see where the deceptions were. I needed to see where the clues were. I needed to see the patterns. I wanted to understand, so that when you had questions, I'd be able to say, hey, this is what he showed me. This is what else. This is the path he took me down. This is the reference. This is this receipt. I had to have that. And I wasn't comfortable sharing this message with you until I did. And I probably was not being obedient, because he kept telling me, feed my sheep, feed my sheep. And I'm like, okay, but they're not going to like me, Father. They're going to be mad. I'm shaking their foundation, and I know it. But what he was showing me was that our foundations need to be shaken. We need to repair the breach. We need to recognize that there are cracks in it. It doesn't mean the word is not inspired by him. It doesn't mean that he's a deceiver, or he's trying to trick us, or any of that. But what it does mean is that man had a hand in the confusion, and why there's so many discrepancies and inconsistencies in our word, why there's so much manipulation in the church, why there's so much that pushes people away from the Father because of the traditions of man. He says that the traditions of man make his word of no effect, right? Well, this entire effort is me just walking it out and doing what he said for me to do. Just the same way he told me to do the prophetic video, to share with you guys the receipts. The same way he told me last Saturday when he woke me up again and told me to read Revelations from the Truth Scriptures. And now we're on what? I've released 16. Okay, sorry about that. My phone got too hot and it shut off on me. So the same way that he told me to read Revelations, and we're on what? I've released 16 of them, and there's only 22 chapters. So I think I have 4 more to record, and then we'll be done with that, which is a feat in and of itself, because I was deathly afraid of reading the Truth Scriptures version of Revelations. I was afraid of reading the regular King James Twisted version, but Anyway, so I'm sharing all of this because I don't want you to think I don't understand the depths of the shakeup that's happening on the inside of you. It's, even though it's been a year for me, I still have to correct myself. I still have to answer to the Father when I accidentally call him by a name that's not his name, because it's been programmed in me, just like it's been programmed in you. But I'm learning to have compassion for myself and just let, when something slips out that's not him, I let that be my trigger to call his name, to lift his name, to magnify his name, to glorify his name, instead of coming down on myself and bringing condemnation, which the church taught us to do. That's a part of the program too. He said, there's therefore now no condemnation for those who are in him. So gently, lovingly correct yourself. Take a moment to call his name when you slip, and know that he loves you and that his intent is for you to know his name. He said, my people shall know my name. And then he also said, for those of you who missed this part, in Jeremiah 23:27, he said that you would forget, that we would forget his name for Baal, just like our forefathers did, that they would try to convince us to forget. And that's exactly what's happened. So it's important that we understand that the Father was so wise, and in his wisdom, he put so many clues, he left them in the Word so that we would be able to find our way back to him. He left so much. And so, little girl, she wants to be in the video, y'all. Anyway, no baby, lay back down, So anyway, the point is, I just wanted to share a little bit about me so that you all understood that I didn't come here to play, and the Father ain't playing about me, and I'm not here to argue with nobody. I am honest about that. My job here is to share the message. And for those of you who have said, how do you get people to get it? How do you've tried to share this with your families and they're not receiving it. You know what? I'm gonna be honest with you. The Father told me, don't try to get them to get it. Share the message and offer them the scriptures. Offer to study with them. Go line by line with them if they're willing to. But that's it. Don't try to make anybody take him. Don't try to force feed the Father on nobody. And they get to choose. And that's the beauty in it. We have free will. We get to choose him, and he wants us to choose him. And for those who do not choose him, there's a consequence for that. He says, my people shall know my name. And then he says that there's going to be so many people that said, I did all these things in your name. And he says, depart from me, you worker of iniquity. I never knew you, because you denied his name. One of the commands is that we keep his name. So I'm going to cut this off now, but I just wanted to take a moment to just let those of you who are struggling know that I get it. I'm right here with you. It's a journey, and you just have to be patient with yourself, but know that we are living in a prophetic time where we don't have time to be hemming and hawing. You either call him by his name and make the adjustment, which means repent, change directions, go a different way, and walk in the forgiveness that walks with you, or you keep forging through with JC and GOD and LORD, and you deal with what the end shall bring. I pray that your eyes are open. I pray that they're flooded with light. I pray that your ears are anointed to hear. And I pray that any pride that would rise up in any of us, that it be broken down. Because many of us, the challenge is, we've been railing so hard, religiously, some of us too. We've been railing so hard that to have to be humbled and say, wait a second, I was going down the wrong path. It's hard. It's literally pride that keeps us from turning back towards the Father. And he said pride comes before the fall. So we get to walk in wisdom, y'all. In all our getting, we get to get understanding. And I invite you guys to join me on the Truth Scriptures. Go to truthscriptures.store, y'all, and get your copy of the Truth Scriptures. Excuse me, I'm going to show them to you real quick. This book is the most accurate translation of the word that exists. This organization that is in the process of translating the Old Testament, the Tanakh. They are called Promote the Truth. You can go to promotethetruth.com, go to their YouTube channel and subscribe, because he's actually transcribing live. So you can, right now they're in Judges, and they're almost done with the Old Testament. It'll be finished by the end of the spring. So now this is like a once in a lifetime opportunity to be a part of something phenomenal. So get involved. This is the New Testament. It's called the Brit Hadash. Go to truthscriptures.store and get your copy. Again, it's the most accurate translation that exists. Your Hallelujah Bible, your Sefer Bible, anything in the Septuagint is twisted, y'all. I hate to admit it, but it is. The King James Version of the Bible, that's the version I study from. It's where I learned. That's where all of it. But there's so much deception in it that I'm not saying throw the book away, because we need it to be able to cross-reference and even see the deception. But that's not where the Father's words are inerrant. There are over 400,000 errors. And over 6,800 of those errors were them removing the Father's name completely. There's only 2 spaces in the Bible that still reflect his name. And if you know what those are, put them in the comments. Make sure you guys like, follow, subscribe, do all the stuff. And then go to truthbookmarks.com and download your copy of the bookmarks. There's been a few of you who have been asking about all the different names of the Father, like Jehovah Jireh, Jehovah Nisi, Jehovah Sabaoth, Jehovah Sitkanu, all of those names. There was no J. We talked about that already. There was no J in the language. Actually, all of those names were Yahuwah Yireh. Jireh was not the name, Yireh. Yahuwah Nisi. And if you download the Truth bookmarks, all of the names are here. You'll see what the names mean. You'll see what the corruption was. You'll see the corrected name, and you'll see the meaning of the corrected name. Also, you'll see the ancient names that are in the books and the names that we know. So it's a cross-reference. There's 4 pages, and I broke down the New Testament titles of all the books and the Old Testament titles. Since we've been going through Revelations, I haven't finished, but I started going through and documenting all of the names in Revelations with the name that we're used to seeing in the King James, so that you can just cross-reference, because there's a lot that's different. And you'll be able to see, like, for instance, the tribe of Judah. That's not the name of the tribe. The tribe is Yahudah, and Yahuwah's name is in the name Yahudah. John, his name is Yahuhanan. Yahu is in his name. Matthew, his name is Matiti Yahu. Yahu is in his name. There's so many. If you can see the cross-reference, it's like, whoa, you'll see why they had to change it. Ooh, the deception is real. So go to truthbookmarks.com and get your copy. It's absolutely free. You can download it right now. And I'm going to keep building it out. And when you do this, you get on my mailing list. And so I'm going to start sending you guys information to keep you informed on different things that we're going to be doing, just like the Truth Bible study that we're going to be doing tomorrow, noon Pacific Standard Time, right here on my channel. I'll be live on TikTok and YouTube. And I think Facebook stopped us from being able to do that, so I won't be there. But anyway, make sure you like and subscribe, follow me everywhere, and you'll see me a whole lot more. Please, if you have any thoughts, comments, questions, put them in the comments. As I see that there's a need, I'll do more videos. But I want you to know, and thank y'all for coming to my defense when we had a few trolls that are struggling with the message. I get it. Their hearts are in the right place, I'm hoping. But again, I'm not arguing with nobody. I feel like I'm offering you a blessed opportunity, and the word Baruch is the true word, but I'm offering you an opportunity to walk hand in hand with the Father in a more intimate way, and to really know his heart, and to know his name, and to move beyond the deception. And for those of us who are not able yet to accept that truth, I can pray for you and move on, but you ain't gonna get an argument from this, sister, because anybody got time for that. So I love you. I pray that you get everything the Father intends for you to get from being connected with me. Stay connected, stay close. Let's study together. And I have something incredibly powerful that's coming up. So if you guys come to the Truth Bible Study tomorrow, I'll give you a little peek into it. All right. I'm going to shut it down now, y'all. Y'all take good care.
Follow Yahuwah.
Follow Yahuwah. She's right. And teach your kids. They learn it and they're okay with it, y'all. It's a transition, but they recognize that he is the truth. All right, I told you you could not be in the video. All right, y'all. Take good care. That's miracle number 2. All right, talk soon. Take good care. Bye-bye.
Follow